not want to go to work this morning. I'm so tired of this. After 15 years, I'm thinking of a new reason to call them. I got one. Hello? Yes, it's Betty. I'm not going to be able to come in today because I have an alley in behind my house, and we had the windstorm last night and the tree fell down and I can't move my vehicle because the tree is right behind my car. So I'm going to have to find a tree man, and then we'll see how many days it'll be before I can come in. Because the tree men, they're going to be busy trying to get up everybody's trees. Okay, you're going to talk to Mark. Okay. And then Mark decide if I still can come in. Y'all are so funny. I will talk with y'all later. I'm so tired of this. And that is a true story that really happened. They still wanted me to come to work. Don't know what I'm gonna do. I want to quit. But I can't afford it. I got 2 kids, mortgage, bills, and no savings. Okay. I'll try to make that decision of what I'm gonna do.
Got nothing in return for my pain. I never thought I'd be so empty, so alone and afraid.
I am Betty J. Gathers, daughter of Jean Grey. And those of you that have subscribed, I thank you so very much. And those of you who are just watching, why not? Why have you not subscribed? You would enjoy my content, and I am consistent. Today we're going to talk about, I always hear all out in the streets and even on the YouTube streets, I want to be my boss. I hear that all the time. Tay, I hear that all the time, that we want to be our own boss and that we're tired of working for other people 9 to 5. We want to make our own schedule. We are just ready to leave. This is not worth it, this job. And I wonder why so many people choose to stay. What is it? I know 15 years ago, I'm talking about 15 years ago, I worked on a job for 15 years at a bank. I was a sales and service rep, and I hated my job for 15 years. I would say, well, maybe 10 of them. And I never forget, it was around raise time, and he took me in the room, Mark, and he told how much raise I was going to get. I can't remember, it was 5-7% or something. And I said, no. He said, what do you mean no? Because they show the amounts on the sheet. I said, I want the highest. And he said, I cannot give that to you. And I'm like, what? I'm your top salesperson. Why you can't give it to me? He said, I just can't give it to you. I said, well, I'm going to have to quit. And he looks at me and I'm looking at him and I'm saying to myself, how did that fall out my mouth? But I'm telling you, the ball was in motion. That's why I say when you put it out in the universe, it may take a while. But when it starts rolling, you can't stop it. Okay? So a month went by and he came back to me and he said, Betty, he took me in his office again and he said, this time he took me in the big office. And he said, when are you leaving? He said, because I need to find somebody to take your position. And I said, it was on a Friday. I'll never forget that day. And I said, Mark, I will let you know on Monday. So was there any fear? I even think about that. It wasn't. And I was older. I had to be in my 30s maybe. And So that Sunday, I wrote my resignation, because that was the old timey way to give it to him. And I gave my 2 weeks notice. And I'm like, Lord, what am I going to do? I don't have a savings. I got a mortgage. I got 2 kids. I'm a single parent. I got bills. I need the medical. I thought about everything else y'all thought about. Okay? So there wasn't any difference. So when I gave him the 2 weeks notice, he said, well, you know that you're going to need the medical for you and the kids. And I said, I'm just going to do like everybody else does. They don't have medical. I'm going to go to the emergency room. And that was it. And those 2 weeks, I didn't even think about fear or anything during that time, because the ball had started rolling, okay? And then I end up leaving, and I was telling every customer came out, did you know I was leaving? Did you know I was leaving? And then when I left, I never forget, I was dancing outside. I was just so happy. I don't know, maybe I was just so happy that I just wasn't frightened of what was to come. But anyway, with no money, a friend of mine, she ended up getting me $4,000. And the person she got it from, I told her the date that I was going to pay it back, and she got it before time. So see, right then, it was still rolling. Everything was still in place. But what I want you to know is that first step that you make will not be the last step that you make. It's going to take you to even a better goal than what you would even anticipate. But one thing I can say about the bank, I did take that knowledge with me. I took how to sell. I took my writing skills. I took my reading skills. I took my organization skills. I took it all. Okay? So I'm going to stop here just for a little bit. I'm going to go in the kitchen because my throat is getting a little dry. And we're going to talk about this a little bit more. And I will be back in a little bit. Okay, I am back. I'm going to start making my cup of coffee and have it nice and hot. But I'm going to continue on. And I always ask people, even Tay, I don't think I asked her, what are you frightened of? Because that's why most people don't leave. They are frightened, or they will say this is not the time to leave. Okay, granted, you might need a second gig and save some money on the side, or you may be like me. The ball might just start rolling when you go into that universe. And I might be talking to one person. I never know. That might just need to hear this. We always say we're looking for a sign. I might be the sign. I heard somebody else say that. I took it for them. I can't remember who it was. It was a girl from Africa. That's what it was. And she had won an award. But if you're waiting to get ready, you will never be ready. I can promise you that. You will never be ready. Get my oat milk. Remember that from the other day? Hey, and then I made sure this time my Irish cream. Open it this time. You can hear the sugar too. Oh, I almost stepped on my dress. You don't want to do that. But yes, you will never be ready. And I remember ages ago, I was out shopping one day, and this girl, you can say it was my angel, because she said I was just getting ready to go. And she said, if you're waiting to be ready, you will never be ready. Never be ready. Okay? So, I'm telling you that you're always going to have a little gap left. And I call that gap the gap of faith. Because you got to take a little leap of faith. Okay? To make it out that door, that 9 to 5 and that regular paycheck. I always say, it's just going to be a little space, and I talk about that all the time. And then you're going to have to jump over it, and clothes, and it worked out for me and so many other people. I wish I would have raised my children to be entrepreneurs, because it's the best thing that you can do for your life. Okay? So I just want you to think about that. You will never be ready. I know we're in a inflation, recession, whatever, but why should you be so unhappy? And this life is this short. Okay, pass like a twinkle of an eye. Okay, and once you pass the fear, say you got over that little hump, now you're gonna have to treat it like a business. Okay, because you're your own boss. Now you got to pay your own bills. You gotta get your own health insurance. You gotta do it all now. You wanted to be the boss? You gotta pay the cost. You gotta pay the cost. And I hear so many people say, I can make my own hours. I can take my vacations. I can. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Most business owners work 24/7. I have done it 24/7, an hour, even with YouTube. Okay? Maybe you get a little breather in between, but now you're the boss and you're going to have to pay the cost. Okay? And do what you love, because if you don't love it, it's not gonna work for you. Okay? And I say always treat it like a business, because family and friends, you want to be really, really careful who you choose to be your support system. And also, you have to have someone in your family, that backbone, to kind of push and hold you up. It don't have to be somebody in your household, but it's got to be somebody that comes along with the ride, whichever way it goes. Okay? And remember, you got to be a self-starter. You got to be your own motivator. Okay? You can't wait for somebody else to come and wake you up and get you motivated. You got to be that. Remember, you got to pay taxes. And if you have an employees, you got to worry about that. You got to worry about health insurance for the family. You search around for that. It's always something out there for sure. And also, you got to remember, you got to keep records up to date, because you got Uncle Sam looking over your shoulders. And then when you're going to retire, you want to have a little bit set aside. And yes, you're going to be paying taxes, okay? Because now you're a business owner, and now you're not a personal, you're not personally that income tax. And make sure you get a good accountant. I don't care if your money's a little leery. Because you get your cousin or somebody to do a business income tax. That's a little leery, but I'm going to let Uncle Joe do it, okay? So that's the things that I could really think about at this time. So as I drink my coffee, I'm going to go back in the other room, and we're going to end this, and I will see you in a little bit. In ending, I just want to say this. Just know, they say about 20% of businesses in the first year. I say it's more. And within 5 years, 45% don't make it through. So it's not for the weak, it's only for the strong, just like with YouTube or anything else. But just remember, you will never be ready. You're always going to have a little bit of self-doubt, or what Trish the Natural told me, you were brave. But like I said, I didn't know at that time that I just started something in emotion and couldn't stop, and everything fell into place. And you're going to have to be a self-motivator. You're going to have to be willing to work long hours, 7 days a week, work on your vacations. It's just the way it is. You know, and you'll have moments where you make a lot of money. I remember $8,000 just dropped in my lap. They said, where I wrote a grant at. Never had wrote a grant before, but later on they trusted me and they said they had 8 grand and they didn't have anything to do with it. And they asked me, could I use it? Okay? So you have those moments, but then you have the moments where you don't make that much money. Okay? So just remember that it's feast and famine is what it is. But Trish, the natural, I guess I was a little greedy, huh? But I hope that you learned from this. I hope that you learned something from what I say, because I am so passionate about this, because I think everybody should work for themselves. I know the big companies don't think so, but I do. And like I say, it takes a strong individual to do it. You don't even have to have college education, okay? And I guess I keep going on and on, but I want to say one thing. Once you take that step, that leap of faith, that's not the end of that goal. I end up leaving the bank. I kept kids, I think about 5 years, and I end up seeing this doula on TV as a birth assistant. And I said, I can do that. And I always wanted to work with pregnant women. I got to work on the common side for 10 years. I loved it, and that's how I ended my career, and something that I love and something that I always wanted to do. So just think about that. And when you make that first step, I promise you the next step will not be as hard. And you know what I'm gonna say. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And please come back. I'm always here. And I will see you again.
Been stuck here in a bed for days. I've been